Hi, Gary here from MrG Shave, back for another Saturday head and face shave. Today's a special one. It's a razor battle that was requested by one of my subscribers. I'll tell you who it is. So basically it stems from a video I did back God knows when, number 154, and it was the executive shaving Outlaw that I used at the time, and he asks, nice input about the razor, how does it compare against the Blackbird in terms of efficiency, blade feel and comfort? And we had a bit of a conversation, and in the end I decided I'd do this comparison shave. I did search on YouTube to see if there were any other comparisons. I couldn't see any direct comparisons. So I'll go through the other hardware first. So the brush I'm using today is the Razorock Plissoft. This was one of the first brushes I ever got. Well, it's the first proper brush I bought, and it's still going strong today, and it's a great brush. Really good. Hang on a sec. Let's just change the water in here. It's alright, it squeezed out this face cloth and loads of bits came off, so so there's the brush gone in there. This is shave number 198. And the bowl that I'm using today is my LifeVenture Ellipse plastic bowl, camping bowl, whatever. It's sold as a camping bowl, but I love it because you've got that piece here that your thumb just fits on beautifully, and it's great for lathering. And I've got 3 different colours, so those of you that have followed me for a while, you know all the difference. So I've got a dark grey, charcoal grey, then a light grey, and then a blue one. So right, so to the razors that I'm going to use today. So how do I start this? The first one, and I'll put the razor together, is the executive shaving Outlaw. I've got to remember, I keep thinking of another razor, but it's the executive shaving Outlaw, and I'm going to be using a Gillette 7 o'clock blade. Let's put my glasses on so I can see whether I've got that the right way up. Gillette 7 o'clock blade that goes in. Let's just unwrap that. And it says Permasharp stainless underneath. So I'm just going to place the blade in the head. So there it is in the head. And this is the Executive Shaving Club Outlaw. Put the base plate on. And you should be able to see the logo. And then the handle. Yeah, so I mean, it was only about 4 different comments from the one guy and myself, obviously back and forth. And I'll tell you who it is actually. And I just basically said, I tell you what, I'll do the video this Saturday, and it is from a guy called Conap. So there it is. That's the comment up there. You should be able to see it if I come in a bit closer. And he says, nice input about the razor. How does it compare against the Blackbird in terms of efficiency, blade feel, stroke comfort? So yeah, we had a bit of a conversation. I decided to do it. So obviously this next razor is going to be the Blackland Blackbird, again with the 7 o'clock brand new blade in it. So just place that, I don't know whether you can see that, place that there, and then there's the base plate, place that over the top, and there it is, it's all in one piece. Screw it down, this should be an interesting comparison. I don't think, oh, I certainly haven't done this comparison. Looking at the two, I'll put the one in the water, hang on, let me dry it off. Looking at the two, the the Executive Shaving Outlaw has definitely got more blade exposure. So if I show you on here, you should see the blade exposure. So far, more blade exposure, blade gap. I would say there's a bigger blade gap as well with the Outlaw. But there you go. So if you look at them side by side, I would say the blade gap is a little bit bigger on the Outlaw. So this should be interesting. So that's all the hardware. I'm going to get myself ready for the shave and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back, all ready for the shave, all lathered up. Let's wet the subject down as I usually do. I've got to do my dome as well, mustn't forget that. I'm going to try using these razors, but I've always got the fallback of the leaf if I can't get on with either of those razors. So the leaf is there ready and waiting should it not work. But so far I've been fairly lucky with most razors. The last Saturday I actually missed a load in the creases at the back of my head, and it was my daughter spotted it. I had sort of two horizontal lines across the back of my head where the razor hadn't got in, so I had to redo that. And I'm afraid to say I committed a sin and used a cartridge because and a lather-free cream, which my daughter bought me the Father's Day before last or something like that. So the pre-shave today is One Society, and I think this has got some cedar wood in it. There's not a lot of scent to this, and I'm just going to do 2 squirts for the face and then 2 for the dome. Oh. Oh yeah, very mild scented. There's definitely a woody and maybe a citrusy scent behind this. Another 2 squirts for the dome. Oh yeah. Perfect. I'll just rub that on the elbows. Never does it any harm. The soap today, as you probably saw in the image at the beginning of the video, is Lothur Calm. Now this is one of their original batch, and I've used a fair bit of this, so I believe that their base is different now. This requires a lot of water. I've put in nearly 20 sprays of water into the bowl to get this well hydrated, because I remember the complaint when this first came out was it wasn't very slick, and the response was you need to add more water. So I've really gone to town. I've added 20 sprays of water and I've got it to about the same consistency as I would for a straight shave. So that's about as hydrated as you want to get. And there it is. Beautiful. It is moving. So that's about the consistency I'd have for a straight shave. Maybe add a bit more water, but not much. So let's go. And Lothur Calm, I believe, is lavender and with a hint of eucalyptus. And you definitely get that when you smell this. It's a beautiful scent. Absolutely stunning scent. Oh, but this soap came in for a lot of criticism when it first came out. But I believe they've improved things. I haven't seen a lot of shaves with it lately, but to be honest, I don't. I watch a fair bit of Sig Solo and shaving with peg leg and things like that. Chris from CB Shaves, John Shaves 101, but they're only occasional watches. I watch maybe one of those a week. I think it's through fear of spending too much money. Oh, I love this scent. Yeah, so don't take any... I'm not going to judge this soap because they've changed the base as far as I'm aware. They've changed the makeup of this soap in latter batches. This is one of the original batches and I bought all 4 at the time. I've thought about buying another one just to compare the scent strength and the slickness, but there's no point because at the end of the day this soap is no longer relevant because at the end of the day it's not being made like this anymore. It's got a different, you know, makeup as far as I'm aware. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so the Outlaw is the first one that's going to have a go at the face and head, and I think I'm going to use this on the left side, my left side, your right when you're watching this. Beautiful, really, really nice. This is a cold water shave again. It doesn't feel that aggressive. There is blade feel. I do find cold water shaves that feel slightly different to warm water shaves. So that was the Outlaw on the head, on the dome. In fact, I'm going to finish with the Outlaw on the left side of the face. Let's carry on. It doesn't feel that aggressive. It really doesn't. So now for the Blackland Blackbird. I'm really concentrating to try and feel a difference. There's more blade feel with the Blackbird. Only slightly, but to me, there's a bit more blade feel. And it's giving more feedback. I'm going to make sure I don't look up when I'm doing the back of my head. Because that was the problem. I think I was looking up or looking straight at camera when doing the back of my head, and of course that I've got creases at the back when I look straight at camera and that's why I missed some patches. So let's carry on with this side of the face. There's not a lot in it. There really isn't. So far, I would say they're neck and neck. I couldn't say that one's an outstanding, won that round out, you know, with a clear margin. I would probably give it to the Outlaw for blade feel and efficiency. But I tell you what, let's just feel that face and the... Yeah, they're about the same. Very similar razors. So add some more lather to the brush. I love this scent. It's really nice. They got the scent spot on with this. I do like lavender as a scent, and I should really get more lavender soaps. The only other lavender based soap I think I've got is Seaside Soap and Skincare, or is it Two Our Birds? I can't remember. It's one of those two. that's got a lavender scent. And I do really enjoy that scent in my shaves. So we're going with the Outlaw across the grain. Feels great. Across the grain on this side is across. Very smooth with this blade in it. But you can feel a little bit of blade feel. And you know it's quite aggressive. More so on the second pass than on the first. So across the grain with the Blackbird, Blackland Blackbird. Yeah. You can, personally, there's more blade feel with the Blackbird. Is it more efficient? We'll see. To be honest, by the time I finish the third pass on my dome and the pickup pass on my face, I doubt there'll be any difference at all. Right, across the grain on this side is straight up. Still comfortable, but there is definitely more blade feel with the Blackbird, in my opinion. Oh, I haven't finished the other half at the top of my dome. I'm half cut. Not yet. I do love shaving the dome. Especially using lavender. Both of those combined almost puts you to sleep. It makes you so relaxed. Right, let's have a feel around. There's nothing in it. There really isn't anything in it. I'm finding it very difficult to set these apart in any way, shape or form. They're both excellent razors. I would say that so far the Blackbird has more blade feel, which is surprising when you look at physically look at or eyeball the blade exposure on the Outlaw versus the Blackbird. The Outlaw has more blade exposure and it has a bigger gap, but the Blackbird feels more aggressive, slightly. There's not a lot in it, and certainly when you feel your face after you've ran the blade over it, you can't really tell the difference. So in terms of comfort, they're both pretty smooth, but I would give the comfort to the Outlaw. But the aggression, is it more efficient? I don't know. They're neck and neck on efficiency, but blade feel definitely the Blackbird feels, the blade feels definitely more aggressive. But is it more aggressive? Is it more efficient? I don't think it is. I think they're both on neck and neck. Oh, this is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Really enjoying this. Right, so against the grain, I'm going to start on the face this time. This feels great. Really comfortable. Let's just keep my head down so I stretch out the creases at the back of my head. But this feels sublime. Really comfortable. It's paired with this blade. Beautiful. And the Gillette 7 o'clocks are really good blades. 7 o'clock green. I'll keep doing that. So let's just have a feel. Oh no, I've missed a bit. Didn't do down by the neck, I don't think. Yeah, that's fine. Right, now, Blackbird. Against the grain on this side is straight across. That feels really nice. Make sure I don't forget the neck this time. Make sure I get around the ears. A little bit there. Everywhere else, that's BBS. So let's have a quick feel around before the pickup. Okay, Velcro here. There's more Velcro on this side here than on this side. Okay, interesting. I would say at the moment the Outlaw has it, because there's more. It could just be because of the way that my hair grows, but so that's BBS. That isn't. Tiny little bit. Okay, so Against the grain is that way, and there's a tiny bit of Velcro. Against the grain in this patch only is that way, and there's a lot of Velcro that way, but I haven't gone that way yet, so that could explain that, but it doesn't explain this one. So it's difficult. There is so little in it. It's a fraction of a millimeter. You know, it's just, I would say it's a draw, but let's add a bit more water to the face. I'm going to do the full fourth pass, as I always do. Oh, this scent. So let's go for the Outlaw first. Blackbird. We'll miss something up there. Well, not miss something, it's a bit of leather. Okay, have a feel around again. BBS. BBS all over. I'm not going to make my decision yet, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, all ready for the post-shave, but post-shave feel, I mean, you know, got to give it to Lothur. The post-shave feel is beautiful. The skin feels like it's been moisturised. It really does. And this is with the original version. What the newer version is like, I have no idea. I'm sure some of you will comment below. But yeah, so I'm going to put some more cold water on my face now, and I'm going to use the alum and see if there's any difference on either side. So let's go around. I clipped my dome again. That was probably a raised bump, but it's not bled much. Right, on the Outlaw side, next to no feedback on the dome. And I would say a 2 out of 10 underneath the jawline here, growing to a 3 out of 10. Ooh, it's really growing now, about 4 out of 10. In terms of feedback underneath the jawline. On the cheek, nothing. Strange. So let's go with the Blackbird side. Must have caught myself a little bit there, that's stinging. Overall, I would say there's a bit more feedback on the dome on the Blackbird side on the face. On the face, less feedback. I'm just waiting a second to see if it grows. Okay, I'd say it's about a 3 out of 10. There was more feedback this side, but it's gone. On that side, it's already gone. And this is going straight away. So there's not a lot to separate the two. Interesting. There are a few other differences that I'll point out. I don't have the weights on my mirror or anything like that. I just go by feel. I can put the weights up. I'll put the weights up there afterwards if I can find them. I have got a pair of scales, but it only goes up in 5 gram increments, so you really need post office style scales, and I haven't got those. I've got kitchen scales that go up in increments of 5 grams. Oh, that feels really nice. So not a lot of difference there. The witch hazel I'm using is Boots Tea Tree and Witch Hazel. Bit of sting, equal both sides. Nothing. I can't really pull them apart. I think the Blackbird is feels more aggressive, but is it more aggressive? I wouldn't have said so. I would have said it's about the same. But this is just my personal opinion, and don't forget your mileage may vary. And it could be a completely different outcome using different blades. If I put feather blades in there, I think it probably would still be equal, but it would be a far less comfortable shave. I'm using Williams Aqua Velva aftershave. I'll show it to you in a second. Oh. Just put a bit more on the dome. Again, even feedback all over. I would say probably about, funnily enough, on the dome it's a bit more than on the face. It's about 3 out of 10, shall we say, as an overall score. And then finishing up, I'm going to use Bulldog Sensitive Aftershave Balm. Which is nearly finished. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the shave. So, out of these two razors, there's a couple of differences I would say. The Executive Shaving Co. Outlaw is definitely heavier than the Blackbird. I mean, look at the size of the handle on that. It's chunkier. It's quite a lot heavier. If I can find the weight of this, I'll put it up up there. The Blackbird is lighter but still quite heavy. So they both got some real heft to them, but this one definitely is heavier. Also, there's no blade overhang on the Outlaw. There is a tiny little bit of overhang on the Blackbird with this blade, that you can just feel it. So it's not going to really be any danger to you. Cutting under there, you know, catching your nose or your ear, I don't think you're going to do that with this, because it was literally, you can just feel it. It's like a bit of Velcro left, the kind of Velcro left after a 2-pass shave in your against the grain area sort of thing. Which do I prefer? Looks wise, they both look amazing. They both look amazing, but I think the Blackbird has to have that one. Love the looks of that. This comes a very close second though. This is really hefty, you know. And the knurling on this is far better than the Blackbird, but just looks wise, that looks stunning. That looks stunning as well, but not quite the same. Not quite the same level. So I can't really choose, I would say they're both excellent razors. They're my kind of razor. They're the kind of shave I like, which is, you know, if I put everything up against, say, the Edwin Jagger 316, which is my favourite razor, double-edged razor, and I would say these are more aggressive than the 316. But equally, I think that if you like a more comfortable shave, then you've got to go for the Outlaw. If you like blade feel and a bit more feeling of aggression, then you've got to go the Blackbird. But there's so little between them, I can't choose, so it's a draw. I can't choose between the two. So unfortunately, that's my decision, my choice. But, you know, leave your comments below and see what you think. In fact, some of you do that comparison shaves yourselves. Use the same blades, use the same razors, and see where you come out. I mean, you might be using a different soap, but, you know, see what you think, or try different razor blades, and maybe that will inspire me to do it again with a different razor blade. But, you know, I'd be interested to see what people think. So leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a button down here that you can click. And don't forget, you know, ring that bell, you know, click on the bell to get notified when I put up another video. But thanks to all my new subscribers, and thank you to those that have stuck with me. I really, really appreciate your support. And I'll see you now next Wednesday for my next straight shave. Bye now.